through Jesus Christ, from all good things come. Amen and amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please be seated. We would like to acknowledge very much the presence of the First Lady of our great nation, Kenya. A very warm welcome to you, Madam. We are delighted and privileged with your presence. She is accompanied by the spouse of the Deputy President of Kenya, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. And to our patron, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication, and the Digital Economy. A very warm welcome, sir. And thank you for bringing to this event our esteemed guests and for championing the cause for us and with us, the Professional Association of Nyanza Women. We are grateful and hugely appreciative of your support. We acknowledge the presence of Lady Justice Joyce Aloch and Lady Justice Effie Owor. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining us. We are honored. We have with us the CS, Honorable Aisha Jumwa. Welcome, ma'am, the CS in charge of Gender, Culture, the Arts, and Heritage. We also have with us CS Florence Bore. Again, welcome back, ma'am. You were with us in Kisumu when we first launched PANG. She is the CS of Labor and Social Protection. Honorable, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu. Welcome, sir. A pleasure to have you with us. This is our CS for Education. We also have with us Governor Anne Waiguru, who is the chair of the Council of Governors and the governor for Kirinyaga. Welcome, ma'am. And we have with us again the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Gladys Boss. Welcome. You were with us in Kisumu, and we appreciate your support again. We acknowledge our partners, GAF, FCDO, and FAO, who are with us today. We acknowledge the presence of the former governor of Nairobi, Dr. Evans Kidero. We acknowledge the former MP Rarieda, Engineer Nicholas Gumbo. We acknowledge the presence of Fred Outa, nominee ambassador to Egypt. We acknowledge Flora Maura, Nyanza Regional Commissioner. And in our presence today, a room of 200 people, we have with us over 22 chairmen of state organizations. Thank you very much for being with us. We have CEOs and managing directors of state organizations from the private sector as well as government. Welcome. There are various directors of government bodies. Asanteni sana for being with us this morning. And we have with us vice chancellors from Maseno University, Kisii University, Rongo University, as well as the deputy vice chancellors. Of course, putting together this event happened because the Governing Council of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women came together after our launch in Kisumu in November last year and decided that it is high time we joined the conversation around shaping lives for women in the 6 counties of the Nyanza region. The 6 counties include Kisumu, Migori, Homa Bay, Siaya, Kisii, and Nyamira. And ladies of PANG are all here representing all those. And can we give ourselves and our esteemed guests a round of applause? One would often wonder, why another association, why another entity dealing with women issues? The why is simple. The problem is not solved. PANG was established to join that championing cause where women are given equal rights, just as our counterparts, the men. According to the Global Gender Gap Report of 2023, presented at the World Economic Forum, it indicates that it will take sub-Saharan Africa 102 years, will you be here? 102 years to close the gender gap. In terms of the top 10 countries who are closing this gap, there is only one African country that sits in the top 10, and that is Namibia. Namibia sits at position number 8. Rwanda sits at position number 12. South Africa sits at position 20. Kenya sits at position 76. Is there work to be done? Yes. Are we doing it in this great country of ours, Kenya? Yes. Can we hasten the process? Yes. We can, we must, and we are. Entities such as the Professional Association of Nyanza Women, otherwise known as PANY, are alive to these statistics, and it is the very reason that this entity was created. One could ask, are there not already too many issues? Are they getting resolved for women, for youth, for persons with disabilities? Kenya is on the race to get it done. With our First Lady and the spouse of the Deputy President, the race is alive and well. Succinctly, this issue, the female empowerment policy, what is it? The gentlemen in the room might ask, and even some of the ladies might ask. Succinctly put, it is the state in which both men and women have equal opportunity to benefit and contribute to their economies, to the political space, that they have access to good to great education, that they can benefit from ease of financial accessibility, that they have access to good and accessible health services, and that they can contribute to the agricultural growth of this, our great nation. The strategic plan that will be launched today will capture the years 2024 to 2028. And this strategic plan provides an intentional roadmap to the future that we wish to have in the 6 counties of Nyanza. It determines how we will plan to get there and the resources we need to deploy, both human and financial, to get us there. The Kenyan woman is resilient, adaptable, and we are restless. Allow me now to introduce a lady that fits that brief. She is our chairperson, Betty Adera. Betty Adera is a celebrated global public health and policy specialist. She's had over 22 years senior management experience, both in local and international NGOs. She is currently the Global Director for Health and Nutrition at Global Communities in charge of Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America. She has founded the Betty Adera Foundation, where she collaborates with grassroots women, youth as well, and empowers them around the space of education, gender equality, deals with the issues of gender-based violence, promotes women and girls in leadership, and fosters social economic resilience. Betty is our chairperson, and recently she was awarded the outstanding award. She received the outstanding award of Women's Voice by the Humanitarian Global Award Group. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we listen to our chair, Betty Adera. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Archie, for such a wonderful introduction. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, the spouse of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Pastor Dr. Dorcas Rigathi, Patron of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women, acronymed as PANY Women, Mr. Eliud Owalo, who is also the Cabinet Secretary for ICT and Digital Economy, Your Excellency, Honorable Anne Waiguru, Chair of the Council of Governors and Governor of Kirinyaga County, also known as Adhiambo, other Cabinet Secretaries and Principal Secretaries present, members of the diplomatic community, fellow PANY women, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. First of all, let me welcome each and every one of you to this extraordinary gathering. Today, we stand on the brink of remarkable moment, the launch of the strategic plan of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women. As the chairperson of the Governing Council, I have to admit that I am surrounded by incredible energy and determination of professional women who have propelled this organization forward. Let me begin by thanking our patron, Mr. Eliud Owalo, for his continuous support, encouragement, and living the true embodiment of the he for she in the journey of PANY women. We call him our Pan-Woman man. Allow me to take this moment, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you the Governing Council of Pan-Women. Wherever you are, you may stand up so that our excellencies may be able to see you. There they are. Thank you very much. This is the team that steers this organization, setting its governance structure, setting its boundaries, and most importantly, the vision going forward. We also have our county chapter chairpersons. For those in the room, may you stand from wherever you are. Thank you very much. It is in the hands of these ladies, the actual implementation of our activities and strategic plan going forward at the grassroots level. We thank you so much. Allow me also to acknowledge the presence of the planning committee of this launch event that was led by Ambassador Grace Okara. Wherever you are, the planning committee, please stand, and we appreciate all of you for causing this day to be what it is. Asanteni sana. So today is not just unveiling a document. It's about setting a course, defining our path, and recommitting ourselves to a vision of progress and prosperity for everybody. It's about harnessing our collective strength, passion, and determination to create meaningful change in our communities. We are here because we believe in the potential of women to drive positive transformation, not just in Nyanza region, but across Kenya and beyond. We are here because we recognize the challenges that women, youth, and persons with disabilities face, from economic marginalization to limited access to education opportunities and healthcare. And we are committed to addressing these issues head-on. In November last year, in the vibrant city of Kisumu, Pan-Women was launched with a vision to ignite change and give back to communities. As professional women, we are now on the front line, redefining the true meaning of sustainable development agenda for our region, with a focus on healthcare, education, agriculture, climate change, and financial inclusion. By collaborating with both public and private sectors, Pan-Women seeks to unleash its full potential and create a legacy of growth and prosperity for all. Ladies and gentlemen, for the record, we are not just an association of professional women. We are a beacon of hope and an empowerment force to reckon with. Months into our launch, we have achieved remarkable feats with a membership of over 2,000 women from diverse professional backgrounds across the 6 counties of Nyanza region. In partnership with grassroots women, communities, and institutions such as Maseno University, we have planted over 5,000 trees across the entire region as part of our contribution towards the national greening agenda to combat climate change. We have rallied our women, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters to join forces and form circles, creating pathways for financial independence and prosperity. We have witnessed mothers becoming breadwinners. We have witnessed daughters becoming change makers. It was an achievement in Awendo constituency, for example, in Migori County, where our patron made a personal contribution of 1 million Kenya shillings to the Silk Women Circle as a seed capital. And that circle has multiplied that money to over 5 million shillings as we speak. We have also trained over 3,000 grassroots women on financial inclusion and linked them to opportunities in government for furtherance of their financial access to credit and financial needs. We have enrolled an empowerment courses in schools. We've provided scholarship opportunities to bright, needy students, and we continue to be the equalizer of our time. Further, we have extended our hands to children in need, bringing smiles to faces and hope to the hearts of orphans in Kisumu County. These faces are a testament to us of the continued hardships at tender ages and serve as a poignant reminder to us of the challenges that still lay ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, today we rewrite our story, summarized in our strategic plan. This is our blueprint that will steer us towards greater heights. We are aligned with the vision of the economic transformation agenda that recognizes that true prosperity cannot be achieved without full and active participation of women at every level in society. It understands that investing in women's economic empowerment is only the right thing to do, but also the just thing to do. Indeed, we recognize that we cannot do this alone. We need support from all of you, from national and county governments, civil society, the private sector, and every individual who shares in our vision of a more equitable and prosperous society. Please join us in this journey that lay ahead. Therefore, if you believe in the power of unity, you belong in Panyu Women. If you believe in the strength of collaboration, you belong to Panyu Women. And if you believe in the boundless potential of every woman and every girl, that despite their background, despite their ethnicity, despite their class, they stand a decent shot at life, you belong to Panyu Women. As we look forward, let us commit ourselves to ensuring that the voices of professional women are not just heard, but actively sought out and valued in social and economic dialogues that shape our region and shape our country. Let us create safe spaces for women to feel empowered to speak up and to speak out, to share their ideas and lead with confidence and conviction. For it is in the diversity and inclusion of our voices that lies the strength of our collective wisdom and the promise of a more just, equitable, and prosperous future for all of us. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first female head of state in Africa and former Liberia's president, once remarked, and I quote, "The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough." End of quote. The dream of Panyu Women is big and bold. Today, we are living it with all of you together. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Chair. We appreciate your sentiment, expressed with a lot of passion, and we appreciate your guidance as you guide us through the association. The next speaker is Dr. Vera Manduku. Vera Manduku will take us through the strategic plan. She is a principal clinical research scientist in Kemri with about 20 years' experience in clinical research. She has a master's in medicine and surgery and she has a bachelor's in masters and surgery and a master's, she has a bachelor's, I'll say that again, my apologies. She has a bachelor's in medicine and surgery and also holds a master's degree in diagnostic imaging from the University of Nairobi. Her broad objectives have enhanced the quality of health in this republic of ours that we so cherish. She works in the health product development ecosystem, and in particular, clinical trials and implementation science, where she undertakes clinical trials, health industry research, research governance, policy and development, and implements tools and interventions for the youth in the space of health. She's a champion for women, and she has put her passion behind putting together and speaking to you about this, our strategic plan. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Gusii community, our sister, Dr. Vera Manduku. Karibu.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you to the chair who has gone before me. Your Excellency, our First Lady, Mrs. Ruto, the spouse of the Deputy President, Madam Rigathi, the Council of Governors, Chair, the CSS present. I see my CS is also here, Honorable Machogu, the Deputy Speaker, all the CEOs, directors, my former governor, I have to recognize you, Dr. Ongwae, and the Pani women that are here. Good morning. I've been given the arduous task, and as they bring up my slides, to present the strategy. And I'm sure you're all eager to know what these women, having had a very powerful speech from the chair, that we really want to do in the next 5 years. We are talking in an environment of Nyanza, which has a population of about 6,269,000 people, 269,579. That's a big population. It's a highly populous region. However, if you note, just like any other part of Kenya, 79% of this population is youthful, below the age of 35. We are therefore challenged because we realize that even if they are youthful, many are unemployed, really. And only 6% is above the age of 55. I know many, I can see many of us are in that age group, but we have many more youthful ones that we represent. The region boasts high primary school attendance and literacy, of course, courtesy to the free primary education. But we notice that as these children grow into secondary level, the higher primary levels, there is school dropouts, which are attendant because of teenage pregnancies, which is about 9.2 to 20.4% in the region. It is varying across the 6 counties of Nyanza. So it is in this background, and in addition, because we also notice that these poverty indices in the region are also very high, between 38 to 49%, that even this region has not been saved from the impact of the economic downturn. And particularly this region has, in the last 2 decades, has had the collapse of the formal sector. You're all aware of the collapse of the sugar industry, the collapse of the pyrethrum industry in that region, which are really the main foundational agricultural activities of the region, the coffee industry, and therefore it has had its attendant effect on women, men, and families and livelihoods. Now, due to this, there has been limited access to economic opportunities and markets, and excessive or high burden of disease, which bring about several health challenges. We know of malaria. This region has always been a malaria endemic area. Of course, also HIV and AIDS. And in addition to that, we also have very poor maternal and child indices because of high mortality of children under 5 and mothers. We are also recently noted that they're also suffering the triple threat of gender-based violence, pregnancy, and HIV that is really making this more complex. The region also has, in terms of education, a lack of mentors or inadequate infrastructure and high dropout rates, especially to the secondary and tertiary levels. According to, when you look at these food sources or the food security in the region, there's outdated farming practices. If I talk of my own region, that really scares me all the time. There's a lot of land fragmentation. And you really wonder whether we are developing into a rural slum in the future. There's then limited access also of markets and modern technologies. The effect of climate change, you always hear about flooding in that region. Secondary, of course, when it rains very heavily from the Kisii Highlands, the people downstream are also suffering from flooding. So those kind of climate change has affected our people and always destroying crops, and which also makes even food storage a challenge. Now, why PANI? Why should PANI be involved? I think it's the first time that I've had professional women actually come together in this manner. And we really want to appreciate this effort. And it's because as we grow, I think we realize that we as professionals, it's very easy to stay within your cocoon and earn a salary and feel very professional and very respected at home, but have no impact. But we realize that if we come together as a region, we can have this ecosystem that can be tapped into, because so far it's underutilized. And therefore, we want to provide a framework to realize the delivery of tangible development results to the people of Nyanza. What's our vision? The vision of this organization or this association is to be a catalyst for development that creates a lasting impact in communities. The key mission is to empower women, youth, people living with disabilities for sustainable socio-economic development in Nyanza region. And I know we have very many men in this room. You are not left behind. When you empower a woman, you have empowered the man, because then you'll not go hungry, you'll be very secure, and so you should run with us in this agenda. The geographic scope of this association, as just stated, as the chair noted, is the 6 counties of Nyanza: Migori, Kisumu, Kisii, Homa Bay, Siaya, and Nyamira. It's a diverse area. We are Nilots and Bantus. We are quite different, but we are always joined at the hip because of the ecosystem, the geographic proximity, and even from our forefathers, we had trade together. So because of that, we have coined some core values that will keep us together, that we promote integrity, that we will ensure that we recognize that there's diversity, we encourage professionalism, we also encourage innovation, and we respect one another. If we're able to do this, then we'll be able to move very well. So I'll go directly now to the strategies. We do have 7 strategies that have been highlighted, and as a formative organization, you'll realize that some of the strategies are really towards strengthening this organization. It's covering a vast area, and therefore the secretariat, the organization committees, I think, and the county committees will really work very hard. So there are 7 areas: health, education, agriculture, and climate change, financial inclusion, networking and partnerships, institutional capacity, and membership growth. I'll give a highlight without going to the activities of these strategies that I'm going to go through. And I hope that you can get access to the strategic plan to be able to understand what's therein. In the health space, we are saying that the objectives of health would be enhancing maternal health, child health, and nutritional outcomes, with a strategy to promote healthcare access, nutrition, education, and community engagement. There are many other activities that would be able to support this strategy, and they are in the strategic plan. We'll also increase access to menstrual hygiene and education and menstrual products, which will promote the well-being and dignity of girls. It's surprising that basic things of dignity like menstrual products or hygiene products that are really inaccessible to majority of our women and girls particularly. We want to increase access to malaria prevention information and products and other infections that are related to health, which will contribute to reduction of disease burden, malaria itself, through outreach programs. In education, we want to increase access to education opportunities for the teens and young mothers. You realize these are the vulnerable girls, and thereby promoting education of these teenagers and young mothers in Nyanza. We'll increase access to mentorship opportunities, and the strategy for that will be to create a supporting, enhancing environment that fosters mentorship opportunities And the last objective under education is to increase scholarship opportunities to bright, needy students, both male and female. We are not neglecting our boys. Madam Rigade, I know, Your Excellency, that you're a champion for the boy child. And I love that because we cannot forget the boy child. And this would support a more inclusive and dynamic educational landscape. For agriculture and climate change, we want to increase food production and accessibility to combat hunger and malnutrition. We do this through the strategy of supporting farmers in acquiring farm inputs, supporting farmers in accessing modern farming technologies, supporting farmers to access markets for produce, manage post-harvest loss and wastage, link these farmers to suppliers of new seed varieties that are drought and disease resistant and rich in nutrients, and also establish kitchen gardens with indigenous vegetables for every household. This thereby will also combat hunger among those, our livelihoods or our families. In the financial sustainability priority area, we have a two-pronged approach. For the women or for the community, we want to diversify sources of income, and this is to support registration of poor and elderly persons in the Older Persons Cash Transfer Program. That's the government program, but we would be able to use women or the professionals to actually encourage identification and encouraging these registrations so that they benefit from the program. Facilitate formation of circles among women, youth, people living with disabilities, and also collaborate with government and financial institutions to promote financial inclusion. And for the organization, we would want to generate income from membership dues and non-due revenues, which would mobilize funds from development partners and membership drives. I'm just about to finish. We'd have the networking and partnerships, of which we want to promote strategic partnerships and networking with stakeholders, and the strategy would be to initiate, strengthen collaborations and partnerships among stakeholders, diversification of sources of income, and another objective to facilitate member connections through various forums like this one. I think this is a very good start, is to plan, organize, and execute special programs and events to provide opportunities for member networking. For institutional capacity, which is more of an inward facing, we have to strengthen the institutional capacity of the association, establish the secretariat, the governance and management structures and processes, strengthen the financial planning, management, communication, visibility with stakeholders, promote image of the association, strengthen the ICT infrastructure, and monitoring and evaluation, which is really key in achieving our goals. And the last one is membership growth, and I believe that all the women who are here are registered members. You heard of a big demographic that has already joined this team, but we want to ensure that there's inclusion across all regions and that the grassroots women feel included also in this strategy. So we'll attract and register members. Through this, we need to manage these members very well and develop value benefits for members. So ladies and gentlemen, those are your key priority areas for the strategy. We hope that people can onboard this, can own them. And from invited guests, our partners, we want to say that we are calling you to action. What is the call to action? That would you partner and collaborate with us? Would you engage us in events and activities, strengthen our capacity and to achieve these goals and our mission, share technical and financial resources? So please open the doors as we come along, as we knock your doors, so that we are able to support the women of Nyanza, the professionals who normally are very busy as they find space in the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Manduku. We appreciate your sentiments, and my apologies for not doing a prompt introduction, but thank you. We now move on to our three partners. We have three partners that have supported us today. I have spoken to the three partners and guided them that this event will finish at 10 o'clock promptly. So if they see me slinkering onto the stage, they're duly informed that Archie will be asking you to summarize. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Principal Secretaries of State Department of Correctional Services, Dr. Salome Biako, as well as the PS State Department Parliamentary Affairs, Madam Aurelia Ronok. Karibuni sana, ladies, and thank you. Our three partners have worked with us as we have put together this event and indeed shaping our strategic plan. My first speaker is Roy Telewa. He is the CEO of NGAF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund. Prior to that, he has held other prominent positions as the CEO, as the head of procurement at NYS. He has been at the NACADA, the National Authority campaigning against alcohol and drug abuse, and he has also been a board member at the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. He's a Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supplies Fellow and a Fellow too of the Institute of Human Resource Professionals. It is my great pleasure to invite Mr. Roy Telewa to the stage to take but 7 minutes. Karibu.
Thank you so much, our moderator. Our chief guest for today, Your Excellency, Mama Rachel, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, followed by Her Excellency, Mama Dr. Dorcas Rigathi, who is the spouse of the Deputy President, the Chief Secretaries, the Chief Cabinet Secretaries in the room, starting with my Chief Secretary in the Ministry of Gender, Heritage and Culture, Her Excellency Aisha Juma, our patron for today, His Excellency Eliud Owalo, and other cabinet secretaries. Allow me just to acknowledge that protocol and also acknowledge the chair of the Council of Governors, Her Excellency Governor Waiguru. And of course, not forgetting the principal secretaries in the room, the partners, and of course the chair and the team from Pine. Our First Lady, just allow me just to make a remark as a partner to Pine Women, that today a powerful force for the change is gathering here today, and I'm thrilled, amongst a few gentlemen in the room, to be part of this historic moment. Just to unveil the strategic plan, and this is not only a roadmap, but a vision and a declaration of the ambition of not only the future, but the current of the women in this country. And from the onset, Your Excellency, allow me to comment that NGAF, which is a state agency under the Ministry of Gender and Culture, has been a champion of women since its establishment. But allow me to just congratulate and acknowledge the efforts and the vision of His Excellency the President. Under his leadership since inception of NGAF, we were added an additional 1 billion shillings just to champion the agenda of women. And that shows you the dedication we have all the way from the leadership of His Excellency the President and of course our CS Aisha Juma to champion and ensure that the vision of the women, the Kenyan women, is achieved. So National Government Affirmative Action Fund has been very strategic partner to Panyi Women all the way from its launch. Waziri, I want to mention that we've done a lot in terms of how do we enhance financial inclusion and accessibility of women. Of course, through our women economic empowerment, how do we ensure that women are accessing grants to achieve their table banking and their circle? How do we advance the issue of training and capacity building of our women to ensure that actually the financial inclusivity is well targeted and we are achieving the impact that is desired? And finally, leadership. And NGAF is purely a matter of leadership. When you see the women governors and MPs and even our CS Aisha, you will realize that most of them have passed through NGAF and they are achieving and scaling higher grades in terms of leadership of women in this country. And in the interest of that, I just want to stand here as a partner to Panyi and make a commitment as NGAF That as GAF, we are committed to continue walking this journey, and our patron, CS Eliud Owalo, to ensure that the women agenda in the country is fully achieved and realized. Together, GAF and PANYI can drive sustainable development and empowerment in not only Nyanza, but the entire country. And today, in closing, I just want to say GAF reaffirms its commitment to partnering with PANYI women to empower professional women across the country, and as well, we emphasize the importance of the role of women in driving economic empowerment. Thank you so much, and may we have a successful launch.
Time conscious, and we appreciate your support to the Professional Association of Nyanza Women. The second speaker, the second of three, is Mr. Kon Osendo. He is a public policy and political economy practitioner with 22 years experience. He is currently the governance advisor and devolution technical lead.
Rachel Ruto, who I've worked with, it's good to see you again. The patron of PANYI, CS Eliud Owalo, their excellencies, the spouse of the Deputy President, and my mentor, Governor of Kirinyaga, Anne Waiguru, who held my hand as a young university student. And if you see me standing here, I credit her for that. CSs in the room, PSs, MPs, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I won't say much because of time, but just to first congratulate PANYI for this great occasion where you're launching your first strategic plan. I won't go into the details. The chair did a good job at going into the details of the plan, but the beauty of this plan, when I read it, is that it does not try to do everything. There's one or at most three strategic objectives that are identified in each of the sectors, and enablers, as well as a corresponding identify and pick out extremely strategic things that national and county governments, development partners, private sector, etc., also work in. So PANYI is basically saying through this strategic plan that you're coming in to add your voice, to lend your networks, to lend your resources, to lend your partnerships to what many others have been doing. And I think one of the speakers earlier said that the job has not been done. And I think that is one of the things that I see highlighted in this plan. As FCDO, we did commission agenda and social inclusion analysis between July 2022 and March 2023 to inform our programs, interventions, and public diplomacy. And the study found that women and girls, persons with disabilities, refugees, ethnic minorities, and those living in ASL communities and regions were highlighted as those most at risk. And I think one of the things that we must credit this country over time, our country, Kenya, is that we've moved from position 146 to 57th in the Global Gender Gap Index. You may remember that the Kenya and the UK hosted in London, and CS Aisha Jumwa's ministry and also the State Department for Social Protection have helped in tracking some of the resolutions that were made in this disability summit. And I think PANYI, with data that can be disaggregated, plug into some of the programs that we have. We've got the Sustainable Urban Economic Development Program, which we do. And also if you look at the counties, and I see PANYI talk a lot about working with the counties, there's the potential of the revenues of the 6 Nyanza counties could be 10 times what they're collecting today, according to.
Thank you, Kon Osendo. And again, we appreciate the support we are receiving from you and the organization. The final speaker is Mr. Hamisi Williams. He is the Deputy County Representative and Head of Programs at FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, based at the United Nations. Welcome, Mr. Hamisi. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you. I remember how hard it was. She did it, and I thought that I need to recognize that. First Lady, and all by the. Today, we are making history. You know, for a long time, we've had women of letters from the Lake region. An occasion like this, where the First Lady and the patron are here documenting and launching the strategic plan to give the path. During my work with the women and men on the trenches on the matters of food and nutrition security, I get to realize something which is my message for you this morning. I think that the women issues and the barriers to empowerment is not just the issue of resources. It may not just be the good schools, but it is also the attitude, the belief, and the self-determination. Because how did these other people also make it? And therefore I get elated today when you realize that the Pani women have the belief in themselves, and they've said they can make it. They have the self-determination to come and do this and bring all of us on this room. Even if you wanted to deny it, Bwana CS, most of the meetings we organize that men are in lead are very tense to meetings. But today in this room, it's so soft. I mean, the conversation is so nice. And I think everyone is really believing in themselves. And so, my point is, as we progress, having planned, I want to say that those gains that we've made around the globe in the UN where I work, we talk of leave no one behind. And one of those which we put in our United Nations development framework is women. Again, in far where I work, we're no longer talking 2/3 or 1/3. We talk 50-50. And if it goes beyond, the better. As you go down, struggling, trying to make ends meet, I meet people, I meet women, I meet groups. And you have all this that we say, women-led households. You may want to start looking at the statistics, because between the year 2019 to the year 2023, and again knows that we got about 735 million people that are struggling to put some food on the table. The brunt of that is borne by women, most of whom are the one at the grassroots that are struggling to feed other people there. And so I am making a decision today that whenever we are going to work now with our organization, bring me those CBOs that are women-led, and we are going to support you. And I want to tell you, for every one of us, you don't have to wait. The First Lady never had to wait until she's the First Lady to bring us Joyo women or to start the table banking. And so you can do it. Madam Ongoro there didn't have to wait to fight it with men to be an MP for Kasarani constituency. It's not easy. And so everyone here can make it. And lastly, in this country, somewhere I read that the women's rights are in the Constitution. Somewhere I read that every one of us here now have to deal with others equally. Somewhere I read that we have also women that are sitting in our cabinet, and some of them are here. And therefore, the space has been set for you. You have no reason to regress. Your work now as PAN, and this is my last, as PAN, is to make sure that you go to the grassroots and do what? Be that decider that's going to help those people whose health are there but they do not have the wealth. You must start helping to ensure that justice that is so often denied is given, and human rights that is so often threatened, especially for women, is assured. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hamisi Williams. You made a comment that the room feels so soft. Oh no, honey. Under these beautiful fabrics that these beautiful ladies are wearing is steel, resilience, and boof. So but we appreciate. And thank you for saying that CBOs can come to you and get their support. I'd like to also acknowledge the presence of Governor Ongwae, who is with us this morning. Karibu Governor. He is now the chair of the Board of Directors at the Universal Service Advisory Council. And I'd like to acknowledge Professor Ramanus Odhiambo, who is with us from Meru University of Science and Technology. Welcome, sir. I now want to move the program on to the CS. CS Eliud Owalo will now take over the program and invite his guests. A round of applause, please, for our patron, CS Owalo.
Thank you very much, Achi, the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, the spouse to the Deputy President, Mama Dorcas Gachagua, my sister and friend Anne, all my cabinet colleagues who are here. Allow me to ride on the protocols that have so far been established. First of all, let me pass apologies from quite a number of guests who are invited to be here, starting with a host of over 20 principal secretaries who had initially confirmed participation, but they had to miss this event because there's a very important government function chaired by the head of the public service, which is taking place in Mombasa today, with themselves as integral participants today and tomorrow. So I've got the apologies and I want to pass that. I also have apologies from Dr. Mary Okello. She's one of the ladies who stood with the Pany women at the launch of the organization in Kisumu. She wanted to be here. She had confirmed participation, but she strained her leg, so she's not able to join us this morning. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, just to recognize a few other important guests who we have here who have not been recognized so far. We have Dr. Riria Ouko. Dr. Riria Ouko was the founder of the Kenya Women Finance Trust. She's played an integral role in women empowerment in this country. She was also with us in Kisumu when the Pany Women was launched. Also allow me to recognize the presence of Rita Kavashe. I thought I saw her. Is she still here or she left? The MD of Isuzu. Or she left. Good. Now, the government officials who are here, from wherever you are, just stand up. We have got quite a number of government officials who are here who have not been introduced so far. Just stand up quickly for half a minute. I'll introduce you quickly. I've seen Tom Mushindi there. Tom Mushindi is the chairman of Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Charles Owino, chairman of Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. Dianga Waore, chairman of Lake Basin Development Authority. Anybody else who has not been introduced? Yes, that's Professor, Director Ongo, Samuel Ongo, Director of Agriculture and Food Authority. Fred Outa here, Senator Fred Outa, previously CAS nominee, but now our newly appointed ambassador to Egypt. And then Dr. Pamela Olet, the chairperson of the Nairobi River Commission. Jared Kopio, the chairman of Sony Sugar Company. Yeah. And then that is okay, thank you very much. Okay, I felt it was important to introduce those people. Allow me also introduce the chairman of Nyanza Professionals, Engineer George Makodawa, is here with us, and also the chairman of the Nyanza International Investment Conference, Mr. Jeff Olende. He's leading our team of professionals who are coordinating a major international conference for the entire Nyanza region, which is coming up in June with His Excellency the President as the chief guest. And everybody else, all professionals who are here, most welcome. At this juncture, allow me to also express apologies from my sister Rebecca Miano, CS Rebecca Miano. She was here with us, but she had to leave because she's joining the president in Rumurutu. It's called Rumurutu? Rumurutu. Rumuruti. Okay. Let me take this juncture, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Anne.
Mrs. Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, Pastor Mrs. Dorcas Rigathi, spouse of the Deputy President, Cabinet Secretary Honorable Eliud Owalo, Ministry of Information and Communication and patron of PAN, my sister, Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, Minister, Cabinet Secretary for Gender. I think the other Cabinet Secretaries are not here, but I greet them. Oh, Cabinet Secretary CS Machogu, my in-law, apologies, Omokuyone. I hadn't seen you. I think I noticed the ladies leaving. Principal Secretaries present, distinguished women professionals from the Nyanza region, also the men from the Nyanza region who are here, national and county government officials. Allow me to also recognize governors emeritus and a friend, Governor Ongwae, former governor of Kisii, and Governor Evans Kidero, also who's in the room. Development partners, private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also Ruoth Opaki. Nyasai no Muya. Mbuya. Excellent. I think I've covered both sides. One more. Kuria. I haven't learned that one. I know the Luo, Angeo do Luo Martin. Kisii, we are in-laws, so I know a little bit. I will learn Kuria. Good morning. What an incredible time it is to be a woman. As we look around us, we see women breaking barriers, shattering ceilings, and rewriting the narrative of what it means to lead. It is a time of immense opportunity, a time when women are not just knocking on the door of change, but are boldly taking their rightful space. This morning, we gather here to celebrate the remarkable journey of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women. Just 5 months ago, this association was launched, a dream born from the collective vision of dedicated women who believed in the power of unity and purpose. And yet, here we stand today, witnessing the fruition of the dream as they launch their strategic plan. This is a testament to their hard work, dedication, and unwavering commitment to uplifting grassroots women. In this moment, I am reminded of the words of Nelson Mandela, who said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." Indeed, what you women have done and achieved in such a short span of time is nothing short of remarkable. You have shown us that with courage, determination, and a clear vision, anything is possible. I commend all the incredible women present here today for your relentless efforts in upholding and promoting women's rights in the country. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, as we celebrate the accomplishments of the Nyanza Women's Professional Association, we must also look to the future. We must recognize that their success is not just their own, but a victory for all women across Kenya and beyond. Indeed, this is a start. We're already challenged to start similar bodies in other regions. We were discussing with CS Aisha that she could think of doing the coast one. We can look for someone else to do the central. And maybe from this, that elusive women empowerment that we have been pursuing for so many years will get closer to getting achieved. As you're aware, the Council of Governors recently launched the G7 strategy, a strategy for the women-led counties. The G7 strategy is more than just a plan. It is a promise to support and empower women to deliver on the transformative potential of devolution and other sectors they lead. Ultimately, the strategy aims to enhance women governors' political influence and leadership at the national and county levels by serving as catalysts for the increased election of women into leadership roles. Our clarion call is G7 to G24. We had started with G7 to G16, and His Excellency the President challenged us, why 16? And I said, because 16 was just 30%. He said, why not 24? That takes us to 50-50. In Nyanza, we are very proud to have one of our very own, Governor Gladys Wanga, who is the pioneer, first female governor in your region. We are hoping and looking forward. We are hoping, praying, working, and looking forward to 2 or 3 female governors from the Nyanza region in 2027. You've got work to do, Pan. Moving forward, the Council intends to localize this strategy in all the 47 counties by convening county-specific launches to ensure tailored support and resources reach the grassroots level. Through these targeted efforts, we aspire to create a more inclusive and equitable society where every woman has the opportunity to thrive and contribute to our nation's progress. That is why I say it's such a remarkable time to be a woman at this time. We are witnessing unprecedented progress with women breaking barriers, seizing opportunities, and reshaping the narrative of leadership like never before. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must, however, remember that these strategies are not just about policies and plans, they're about people, real people with hopes, dreams, and aspirations. They're about empowering women to take their rightful place to the table, to have their voices heard, to shape the future of our nation. And I'm encouraged by today's PAN strategic plan's priorities in health, in agriculture, in trade and financial inclusion, in education, and in networking and partnership. So to the women of Nyanza and beyond, I say this: never doubt the power of your voice. Never underestimate the impact of your actions. And never ever shy away from taking up leadership positions. For in doing so, you not only empower yourselves, but inspire countless others to do the same. As we stand on the brink of this new era, let us seize this moment with courage and conviction. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world, and let us continue to march forward, hand in hand, towards a brighter, more inclusive Kenya for all. Nyasaye orit now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Anne. Now, within the cabinet, I've got very close friends who have always been ready and available to support all PAN initiatives in Nyanza. One of them is Rebecca Miano, who was here, she has left. Another one is Susan Nakumicha. Another one is Florence Achieng Bore. Another one is CS Machogu, and of course, Aisha and Soipan. On behalf of all of them, please allow me to give 2 minutes to my elder brother, Ezekiel Machogu, to speak on behalf of all our cabinet colleagues who have been part and parcel of this PAN journey.
Yeah, thank you very much, Your Excellency Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the spouse of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, my friend and my brother, the CS, ICT, Erudowaro, my sister, CS, Your Excellency, the Governor, all of us, good morning. Good morning once again. Your Excellency, this is an opportunity like no another, because for the last 60 years, I think we have not had a momentous occasion like the one we are having now to discuss matters pertaining to the development of our region. I'm sure those of us who traverse those 6 counties each and every time are aware of the kind of opportunities, the kind of programs that we have in those particular counties. Because I'm in education, I would first like to say something on education, Your Excellency, concerning our region, because as it were, the greatest equalizer, the most powerful weapon that can change an individual, that can be able to transform and change a community and our society is actually education. How are we performing and how are we doing as far as education is concerned in that particular region of the country? I'm saying so far so good, but again, there are areas where we can be able to do better. I was in Kisumu last week on Friday, and when I made a comparative analysis, I was telling Her Excellency, the spouse of the Deputy President, particularly those, our young girls who are taking STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the percentage is not as impressive, it's not as attractive. We have to make it intentional, we have to go out there and change the attitude of our young girls so that they are able to take this particular area seriously, because the graduation we had the other day of 4,205 graduates from Kisumu National Polytechnic. Those who qualified and graduated in engineering and STEM courses, the girls were not even at 20%. Can we kindly go out there and make a change so that our girls can be able to take this area seriously? Because I assure you that we now have opportunities for those who have undertaken that particular area, not only locally, but within the region and also internationally. Second, Your Excellency, as we also move around that area, the other very serious problem that we require mentorship, because if you go areas around the lake, the levels of poverty are very high. And because of poverty, what have our girls done? They have dropped out of school and engaging in certain activities which are not very good. And because of that, the prevalence of HIV/AIDS in the country, when you go to areas like almost all our counties, comparatively is the highest. What is it that we can be able to do in order to mitigate on that particular problem which is actually affecting our area? Sometimes they leave school and they start engaging in the fish trade. So those are some of the areas which I think is very timely for this particular group to be able to get in so that we mitigate on those negative effects which are affecting our area. You also know that among the areas with the highest population density is Nyanza region. In Nyamira, it is 656 people per square kilometer. In Kisii County, Governor Ngwa is here, he will confirm, over 900 per square kilometer. Unless we change the way in which we are doing our things, even food security in Nyanza region is going to become an issue. In actual fact, even when we have the statistics as of now, we are getting food from other neighboring counties when we can be able to do better, particularly commercializing on our production as far as food is concerned. We have allowed, was telling Governor Kirinyaga, we have allowed middlemen to come and exploit our people, like Kisi, Your Excellency Governor. If we can be able to pour a reef from what is happening in Kirinyaga, I'm sure our people can be able to get more than what they are getting from bananas. So I am with you. I know I've looked at the strategic plan. I think there are other important areas that we have to look at, because as a country we have said in order to grow double-digit economic growth, what is it that we have to do as a country? Manufacturing. As of now, it is on about 7%. Nyanza region, the main factories are only 2. The one I was about 1 month ago, the one making mattresses and water tanks. The other one making by the Chinese floor tiles, and that is about all. The contribution of the manufacturing activity in Nyanza is about 0.7%. When in Nairobi, it is 36.9%. All of us combined, a county like Kirifi, where Madam comes from, which is 4.7%, is much ahead. As a country, we cannot be able to make progress unless we also look at that particular area, because we have the opportunity of manufacturing. Who is this investor who can do it if it is not these great people who are here? Who is it we are waiting for to come and give us a solution? Who is it we are waiting to come and say, yes, the answer to our problems is APCD? Kindly let us take out that challenge and also venture into some of these areas. The great lady, the chairperson of Kirinyaga, you find people moving all over. If you go to Kitale today, you will find them. Let us also now be proactive, not only in matters of education, but even in matters of business. And Your Excellency, I'm not seeing my professors here. I'm also happy to make an announcement that at least I'm happy and proud that we have produced the greatest professors in this country. Since the Ruto administration, for the first 1.5 years, my Professor Diambo is here. He knows Professor, the Vice Chancellor of Jaramogi Odinga, was able to compete with the men, and she emerged the top #1. So His Excellency says this is a great radio professor. He was able to give her that opportunity, and she's doing very well in that particular university. Equally, Professor Penina in Masai Mara, the other day, was able to compete with other women professors and men, and again she emerged the top. The Vice Chancellor of Machakos University was equally able to compete, and we are therefore having about 4 Vice Chancellors in a record 1 year who are doing very well. So you can see professional advancement, something is being done. With those many remarks, I hope we will be finding more time to engage, because for sure there are issues which we must do better. It cannot be, and it should never be, business as usual. If you want to make a mark, and I hope from today on you want to make a mark, kindly let it be not business as usual. This is the starting point, and I hope we should be able to do better for our region and for our country, Kenya, as always advised by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you with those many remarks. Thank you.
Please allow me to also pass apologies from Mr. Charles Nyachae. He ought to have been here with us, but he's chairing a board meeting of the Kenya School of Government Council. Mr. Charles Nyachae is the vice chair to Mr. Jeff Olende in organizing the Envisage Nyanza International Investment Conference. Now, women and gender mainstreaming issues fall within the functional mandate and ambit of my sister Aisha Jumwa. It is my pleasure to again invite her to give her remarks within a couple of minutes. Aisha, please.
Thank you, Waziri Owalo. Your Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, colleagues in Cabinet, CS Owalo, the patron of Pani, 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 Pani. Giriama lady, yeah, so you will excuse me for that. CS Machogu, Principal Secretaries present, Pani leadership and members of a Professional Association of Nyanza Women, esteemed guests, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, mine untie, une untie, Ma Rachel Ruto, for your unwavering commitment to women's empowerment and gender. You could be wrapped up in your warm, cozy bed. But you have chosen to come here today, this morning, to support Pani and to be in solidarity with all these professional women from Nyanza. Let's put our hands together and say thank you to Mama. We love you so much. And therefore, I am delighted to witness the launch of the Strategic Plan for Professional Association of Nyanza Women. Congratulations to Pani for their dedication to fostering development in Nyanza. I want to appreciate the efforts of my colleague C.S. Owalo for advocating the rise and empowerment of women, particularly in Nyanza region. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, Waziri. I take cognizance of the intended strategic interventions in the plan which resonate well with the government's bottom-up transformation agenda, with clear areas of collaboration with the work of my ministries, notably in designing and facilitating programs and projects that promote gender equality. Coordination of gender mainstreaming into the National Development Agenda, promotion of gender socioeconomic empowerment, sensitization of stakeholders on gender-related issues, and coordination of program for elimination of incidences of female genital mutilation and sexual gender-based violence. Excellencies, our collaboration with our partners has borne fruits in Nyanza region. For instance, there is a reduction in the prevalence of female genital mutilation and gender-based violence in Nyanza regions, especially in Kisii and Migori counties. Therefore, there is also greater participation of girls in education, with parity having been achieved in primary and secondary education. Notably, there are better outcomes in health, infrastructure, ICT, among others, with a direct bearing on the quality of lives of citizens. The Nyanza region has blazed the trail in Kenya in the area of women's political leadership by giving us the first ever elected mayor, Honorable Grace Onyango, who was popularly known as Nyabungu. the daughter of the bush, who went on to be the first ever elected female member of parliament to represent Kisumu Town constituency in 1969. She was also the first woman to sit in as the Deputy Speaker's chair from 1979 to 1984 and served as the first female Secretary General of the Luo Union. The Nyanza region continues to do us proud, currently boasting a trail-blazing female governor, Her Excellency Honorable Gladys Wanga, and a host of remarkable female members of parliament and members of county assembly. We celebrate the recently elected president of the Law Society of Kenya, Madam Faith Odhiambo, who is also from the Nyanza region. You are doing us proud. Keep on and keeping on. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the government remains steadfast in supporting initiatives that promote gender equality, youth empowerment, and inclusion as a whole. The State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action, under the ministry that I lead, is currently finalizing the strategic plan to align our development priorities with emerging gender equality and women empowerment concerns. I therefore welcome Pani women to partner with the government to create awareness on these opportunities, create appetite among yourselves and your constituencies to participate in this program and more. In conclusion, Henry Ford once said, "Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success." I congratulate Pan women and wish you the very best in implementing your strategic plan. Count on my ministry's support and the government as a whole, and I believe together we can build a society where every woman and girl has the opportunity to thrive and fulfill her potential. Nyasaye Oritu.
So, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, and Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, and all the distinguished guests, men and women of substance who are in this room, when we launched the Professional Association of Nyanza Women in Kisumu sometime last year at a ceremony which was presided over by the US Ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, I did challenge these great ladies to move with speed and diligence to come up with a strategic plan that could provide them with a very, very clear roadmap and foundation on the basis of which all their programs and activities could be anchored. And I'm happy to learn that through a very, very participative and inclusive process, we are today launching this strategic plan, because it will articulate or espouse all that they are going to do over the next 5 years by way of giving back to Nyanza as a community in the space of socio-economic development. I'm extremely happy, good people, that this strategic plan of PAN is being launched today, because one, it is a testament to the fact that at long last, the women of Nyanza have decided to lead from the front by taking part in our economic development space. Historically, since independence, this has never happened in Nyanza because we have built almost everything around politics. The lesson that we learn from this occasion, good people, is that it is important and it is possible, in fact, it is inevitable, that we can also give back to the common mwananchi away from politics through socio-economic development interventions by getting everybody on board. So this is a paradigm shift. It is part and parcel of the process, a journey that we have embarked on to bring all stakeholders on board in Nyanza to contribute towards development of that region. Our history is awash with examples of very many professionals in various disciplines who have kept off development initiatives in our region because of excessive politics. Politics is good, but it can only enable us to do so much. We need to close the gap by bringing all stakeholders on board so that we can facilitate tangible development in that region. And in this regard, I want to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, congratulate the Professional Association of Nyanza Women for being critical agents of this change. Let me assure you that all of us in this room, all the stakeholders in this room, are committed to supporting you. And the mere presence of both the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya and the spouse to the Deputy President is testimony to the level of commitment by the Kenya Kwanza government, not just towards women empowerment, but also development of the Nyanza region, for that matter. Now, moving forward, as a country, we need to appreciate and accept the fact that the women of this country will no longer play a peripheral role in social development of Kenya. The woman must be at the orthocenter of each and every initiative in this country. At the orthocenter, the woman will no longer play a peripheral role. So we are starting from Nyanza. It is already happening everywhere. We must appreciate the fact that the woman will no longer be in the periphery. And I'm very happy that in Nyanza, this is happening. The development priorities of Nyanza are well known. The fishing opportunities in the blue economy. In agriculture, we have got the sugarcane. We have got the bamboo in Kisii, tea and coffee in Kisii. Emerging frontiers like mining, those development opportunities are known. And they are available in our development blueprints. If you look at the Lake Region, Lake Basin Development Authority Master Plan, all the development opportunities of Nyanza are there. You look at the Lake Region Economic Bloc Strategic Plan, the development opportunities of Nyanza are there. It is now time to move away from planning to implementation. So the involvement of these professional women is just but a step in that right direction. Perhaps the beginning of that. Moving forward, working with my brother here, Ezekiel, and all the leaders in Nyanza, all the governors, and all the integral stakeholder segments, we are going to ensure that we integrate, involve, inculcate all the integral stakeholder segments within Nyanza in the development agenda. The government can only do so much. There is quite a bit that we can also do from our own perspectives, informed by the skills, expertise, and competencies that we espouse within our various professional disciplines to also contribute towards that socio-economic development agenda. What the involvement of these women in the development of Nyanza espouses is that Nyanza is ready for change. Nyanza is ready for change. And if Nyanza is ready for change, we must also be ready and willing to do certain things differently. And this also calls for transformational leadership from all of us at our own levels and in our individual capacities. Let us adapt a paradigm shift so that Nyanza can rise again. With those many remarks, it's now my distinguished honor and privilege to invite Her Excellency Pastor Dorcas Rigathi Gachagua, the spouse to the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to make her remarks, and then subsequent to that, invite the First Lady to make her remarks. Welcome, Pastor Gachagua.
Thank you very much. You may sit down. You know, as our CS is speaking, and you see this soft atmosphere, the beauty that lies beneath it is powerful, explosive, and able to change and transform not only the family, the society, the community, the nation, but the world. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and Digital Economy, and the patron of PAN, Eliud Owalo, other cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries present, Chair, Council of the Governor, Her Excellency Anne Waiguru, members of the diplomatic community and development partners, esteemed members of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me first to bring the greetings from His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and my roommate. He did send me this morning to bring his greetings. It is my great pleasure to join Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, the women, and all wonderful leaders who are present for this launch of the Professional Association of Nyanza Women and your strategic plan today. I must also extend my sincere congratulations to you all for the remarkable achievement of establishing the association, and to the bold and courageous boy child, patron, our son, Eliud Owalo. Let me say that women, when they stand and when women want to transform the world, it is very easy. Because in the agenda of God, from Genesis to Revelation, it is her story that needs to be rewritten. It was the woman who started in the Garden of Eden. And if you read, you will go and find in the entry of Canaan, in deliverance of Moses, and at the end battle to win the godly battle against Satan, it will be the woman and her boy child. So your vision, dedication and commitment to advancing the empowerment of women in the Nyanza region is truly commendable. And I am filled with immense pride to be part of this transformative initiative. The launch of the PAN Women strategic plan is a bold step geared towards empowerment, solidarity, and progress, and I encourage you to bring on board more women into the Professional Association of Nyanza, so that we can have more inclusivity in the promise of leaving no one behind. Women must be deliberate and intentional in coming together to share their skills, expertise, and experiences. The association has the potential to amplify the women's voices and to bring meaningful changes to Nyanza, to the nation, and at the global level. There is no limitation. Ladies and gentlemen, since independence, women have contributed immensely in the national development agenda, in the world of science, politics, literature, research, and many other professions. For instance, the Nyanza region women like Honorable Phoebe Asio was the first chair of the Maendeleo ya Wanawake and the first woman to be made an elder. Honorable Grace Ogot was an author, a nurse, a journalist, a politician, and a diplomat. Our sister Julia Ojambo, the first African woman lecturer and a PhD holder, the first female judge, Lady Justice Effie Owol, and the Lady Justice Joyce Alwoch, who served in the International Criminal Court and of course, Her Excellency, the Governor Gladys Wanga, who is doing tremendous work in Homa Bay, and my sister, Pastor Pamolo, who is my clothes designer. She's right there. Ladies and gentlemen, our First Lady, who is here today, Her Excellency Mama Rachel Ruto, has been in the forefront in pushing the agenda of women and especially financial inclusion through table banking, promotion of environmental conservation, amongst others. Her efforts have been felt across the nation and the global level. She is a light and an inspiration to thousands of women. Looking at the objectives of the association, you have chosen the best to launch this strategic plan. I pledge my support to the Pang women as you to stand united with you in advancing the rights and opportunities of men, of women, widows, and youth in our country, including the area of combating alcohol and other substance abuse as a boy-child champion. Together, let us harness the power of collective action to effect meaningful change in our communities and build a future where women, youth have opportunity to thrive, to succeed, and make a mark in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my duty and honor to invite the champion of women empowerment, the mother of our nation, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Her Excellency Mama Rachel Ruto. Welcome.
Be seated. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, spouse of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Eliud Owalo, patron of the Professional Association of Nyanza, Pany, and Cabinet Secretary for Information Communication and the Digital Economy, Honorable Aisha Jumwa, Cabinet Secretary for Gender, Culture, the Arts and Heritage, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, Cabinet Secretary Education, Your Excellency Anne Waiguru, Chairperson, Council of Governors and Governor of Kirinyaga County, Principal Secretaries present, all former and current elected leaders and government officials present, Pany Women Deputy Patron, committee and members present, partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm honored to join you today as we launch the strategic plan for the Professional Association of Nyanza Pany Women. This is a noble cause, and I share my heartfelt congratulations to all the members of Pany Women for your dedication and commitment. Receive greetings from our President, Dr. William Ruto, who appreciates your commitment to empower the women and youth in the Nyanza region. Your decision to come together and form this association is a testament to your unwavering resolve to uplift one another and pave the way for a brighter future for our women and youth. Hearing about Pany Women's commitment to sustainable impact at the grassroots level when we met in Kisumu during the International Women's Day celebrations and thereafter at my office has continued to inspire and impress me. Congratulations once again. This event confirms the critical contribution made by women in accelerating development because you set a path for others to follow in addressing social, economic, cultural, and political factors that have hampered development in our communities and respective regions. Our coming together as professional women further supports the gender equity agenda of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, by enabling the full and effective participation by women and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision-making. Listening to the presentations today reminds me of Tom Boyer and the airlift program he organized. The first batch of 81 students touched down in New York City on 11th September 1959, and they were admitted to various universities in the United States and Canada. One of the beneficiaries of this initiative was Barack Obama Sr., the father of former US President Barack Obama, who joined the University of Hawaii. The Pany Women Initiative has the capacity to raise such powerful leaders and create programs that will impact generations for decades. Our coming together also creates a platform for synergy and common good, where we will bring together our resources, opportunities, and skills to support our sisters and brothers who may not be as privileged. We are doing this because we believe that everyone has unique abilities given by God for the good of the community and the nation. All we need sometimes is someone to hold our hand and show the way. I would like to recognize your patron, Honorable Eliud Owalo, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication, and the Digital Economy, and all other partners who have supported this worthy cause. Congratulations, Mheshimiwa. You are doing a good job. Your journey exemplifies the words of Nelson Mandela, and I quote, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others." End of quote. The Bible in Hebrews 13, verses 16, encourages us to do good to others, especially those around us. I quote, "And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices, God is pleased." Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch the Professional Association of Nyanza Women's Strategic Plan, let us acknowledge the remarkable progress Kenya continues to make in advancing women's rights and opportunities. From the historic enactment of laws to protect women's rights, to the implementation of policies aimed at promoting gender equity and empowering women, our nation has made significant strides in breaking down barriers and opening doors of opportunity for women to thrive and succeed in every sphere of life. One such significant step that our nation has taken is the implementation of policies and programs aimed at expanding access to education and vocational training for girls and women across the country. Through initiatives such as the Elimu to Itakayo program and the Girls Education Challenge Fund, we have seen increased enrollment and retention rates for girls in schools and equipped them with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in the workplace. The government has also launched various initiatives in support of gender equity and women economic empowerment. These include the Women Enterprise Fund, which was tripled to 13.5 billion Kenya shillings to increase the number of women accessing the fund. The application process was digitized, removing intermediaries that hampered its uptake. The Hustler Fund, which was inspired by women, popularly referred to as Mama Mboga, was set up to enable easier access to credit. The digitized process through *254# is simple and enables individuals to borrow up to 200,000 Kenya shillings and groups to borrow up to 1 million Kenya shillings. Access to government procurement opportunities, ACPO, has seen 30% of government tenders reserved for women, youth, and people with disabilities. Every Tuesday, the government publishes the tenders available through My Government pullout in the Star newspaper. This information is also available on www.tenders.go.ke. The President allocated the highest ever budget of 30 billion Kenya shillings for student loans and grants, affirming his dedication to providing higher education scholarships through technical and vocational institutes, TVETs. Applications for these TVET grants and loans are now open to students by simply dialing *642#. Let us share this information widely to all our young people, our youth. The government is in the process of digitizing all services, all payments to ease the delivery of its services to us. All you need is your phone and an internet connection to the eCitizen portal, and you can get your business permit, license, register for your passport, marriage certificate, among many services, all from the comfort of your home or workplace. Finally, the President launched the Presidential Landscape and Ecosystem Restoration Strategy, whose goal is to grow 15 billion trees by 2032 in order to increase our tree cover from the current 12.13% to 30%. This creates an immediate demand for quality seedlings, an opportunity women can take advantage of by coming together to manage tree nurseries, earn an income, and contribute to the nation's tree growing efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, the strategic plan we are launching today provides a pathway for us to address the pressing issues facing our women so as to create a more inclusive and equitable future. By leveraging our collective strength and expertise, we can mobilize resources and implement targeted interventions to enable the women achieve their full potential. This will help reduce the psychic poverty experienced in many rural communities, which when combined with a high level of dependency, leaves families with little disposable income for investment. This movement has the power to create a roadmap on how to profitably and sustainably use the resources and talents available in the Nyanza region. The roadmap, once implemented in collaboration with the local county governments, the Lake Region Economic Bloc, and the national government, will contribute to the prosperity of our nation. Let us tap into the vast network of support present today and implement the activities outlined in the strategic plan. In closing, let us remember the words of former American President Theodore Roosevelt, who said, and I quote, "This country will not be a good place for any of us to live in unless we make it a good place for all of us to live in," end of quote. With these few remarks, it is my singular honor to officially declare the Professional Association of Nyanza Women's Strategic Plan officially launched. Erokamano ahinya. Thank you very much, and may the good Lord bless you. Just before I sit, just allow me to say one thing, and of course to appreciate the justices that are here. They are very close to me because they are alumni of Butere Girls. But just to congratulate you, patron, and together with the chair and the Pany women. I know when we were at the holding room, we were talking to chair, and somebody mentioned to her that this organization should go beyond Nyanza region. And of course, our governor has alluded to that. But I must say that when I came in and I saw your logo, I see you carrying the continent of Africa. And really, I must say that this logo is really thought of very well, because it is the nature of women to carry. We always carry something. We carry our children in front, and once they are with us, we carry them at the back. We carry them at the front. We carry everything. You know, once you do the Pany thing and you have your food, you put it somewhere and you carry. We're always carrying something on our head. I want to encourage you, not just to carry Nyanza region, but carry Kenya and carry Africa. God bless you.
Let us celebrate our First Lady. I would like to invite our First Lady to just take a step there, and if we could be joined by the spouse of the Deputy President, as well as our patron, C.S. Owalo, our chair, Betty Adera, and our two deputy patrons, Honorable Rosa Nyamunga and Madam Joanne Makodawa. And we will begin the countdown.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Let us officially have our curtain unveil our strategic plan. We appreciate all our guests being with us today. And this culminates this part of the program where our strategic plan is now unveiled. Asante Mama. Asanteni sana, sana, sana.
I have a message for you.
At this juncture again, to our First Lady, I would like to invite you on the stage so that we can now hand over to you our Pany gift.
God has sent me to you. Listen,
Shall we go
them
forward?
say, them tell you, say you can never be the one. But God say,
We'll first
make
have
I
the
tell
photo
you,
with the
say,
First Lady,
say now you in
with the spouse of the Deputy President, with our CS, with the Deputy Patron. Where is and together with Honorable Rose Nyamunga and our Chairperson.
He has done it for you, and you will come back with a new song to sing. God is good. Yes, you will come again with a new song of praise. God is good. Oh,
The official photos. This is just for having the backdrop of the strategic plan. But we would like to have our First Lady on the stage so that we can give her our gift. Karibu to the First Lady. She will receive the gift from our chairperson. Thank you, Mom. Asante. Thank you so much. She will receive the gift from Honorable Rosa Nyamunga. Let me explain what Pan is to our First Lady. Pan is a pestle and mortar tradition for all African women. It celebrates the union of women coming together, working to a common cause. It is symbolic, it has not changed over the generations, and it remains our logo, our iconic feature that we gift all our prestigious guests. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Pan. This is the official Luo word for this item. Karibu to our First Lady. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. Karibu. I would now like to invite the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, to the stage. Karibu, Pastor. And she will receive her gift from Dr. Silpa Owich, our treasurer on the Governing Council. Congratulations to our First Lady and to the spouse of the Deputy President. This item is known in all our African cultures, and it remains very much the Pan agenda. Karibu sana, sana, sana. Thank you, ladies. We have a short photo session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very short photo session. We still require the presence of our First Lady. We still require the presence of the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi. This is where we shall take the official photographs. And then the patron, C.S. Owalo, kindly join. We have our CS, Aisha Jumwa. We have Governor Anne Waiguru. We have CS, Ezekiel Machogu, on this first round of photographs. We then would like the CSs to step down, Governor Waiguru to step down to take their seats. And now we would like to invite the Governing Council members who are here from PAN. Governing Council members, please be on the stage. We want to end the event shortly. These are the Governing Council members that guide the business of PAN women. No, this is the Governing Council. Really, I'm serious. Governing Council. Okay. And finally, all the ladies of PAN, please get to the stage. All the PAN ladies that can, and some will be on the ground. Some will be on the floor. Some can come forward. Some can come forward, the PAN ladies.
Storage full. And that.
Why don't you? The PAN ladies get to celebrate with their First Lady, Her Excellency Rachel Ruto, as well as with the Deputy Spouse, with the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can come off the stage now, ladies.
Back to the stage.
May we have your attention, please? The First Lady is addressing us. Please, can the room be quiet? Thank you. Please, can the room be quiet? Please, can the room be quiet?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I was saying, I forgot to say something. I think when you see so many beautiful ladies in the room, you can forget something. But I would like to support the organization PAN with a small donation, because I know that you are doing a lot for the women of Nyanza and the women of Kenya, and would like to present 1 million Kenya shillings just to support. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Maybe she can. Oh, Mama. Thank you. I'm the money man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, let us pray. Father, we thank you for the success of this day. We thank you for the privilege and the opportunity, Lord, to be called Pan Women. Father, we thank you for the strategic plan that was launched. We ask that, Lord, as it is put into action, may this nation of Kenya be blessed and affected positively. Thank you for everyone who has participated. May your name be glorified as we leave this place. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Ida. Yes, now we close with the national anthem, just the first stanza of the Republic of Kenya, after which the event is officially closed and guests may leave at their leisure. However, we kindly ask that you allow the First Lady and the spouse of the Deputy President access to the door on my immediate left first to leave the room before the rest of us accompany them. Thank you so much to our First Lady. We are honored and privileged to have you with us today. And to Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, spouse of the Deputy President, thank you for joining us. All our CSs, all the governors, all our distinguished guests, and of course, our Pan ladies. Asanteni sana. My name has been Archie. My name is Archie. And thank you for listening to me throughout this program. The national anthem, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed the evening, the morning. We certainly have. Wishing you a great day ahead and a lovely weekend to come. Thank you.
I